If you're over 60 and someone just told you to stop drinking plain water, stop scrolling for the next 60 seconds, that advice could actually be doing you more harm than good. Every single day, thousands of people search for some secret trick, some magic drink, some hidden formula that will instantly boost their blood flow and fix their circulation overnight. And every single day, they get fed the same misleading headline: stop drinking plain water after 60. But here's the truth nobody wants to tell you on camera: water is not your enemy. It never was. What actually matters is something much simpler, much smarter, and something almost nobody explains properly. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what your body needs after 60 to keep your blood moving, your energy steady, and your mind sharp, without falling for a single myth. Before we go any further, do one small thing for me. Drop a comment below and just type the number 60, or your actual age, or the word water. I don't mind which one. I just want to know you're here and watching, because this information could genuinely help someone in your family, and the more people comment, the more this video gets shown to other people who need to hear it too. So go ahead, leave that comment right now while it's fresh in your mind, and then let's get into exactly what you need to know. Let's start with the mistake almost everyone over 60 makes without even realizing it. Most people drink water only when they feel thirsty. Sounds reasonable, right? If you're not thirsty, why would you need water? Except here's the problem. As we get older, the body's thirst signal quietly becomes less reliable. The mechanism that tells your brain, hey, you need fluids now, starts to weaken with age. That doesn't mean something is wrong with you personally. It's simply a natural part of how the body changes over the decades. But the consequence matters. By the time you actually feel thirsty, you may already be mildly dehydrated. Your body's been asking for water for a while now, quietly in the background. And you just haven't gotten the message loud and clear. And mild dehydration doesn't always look dramatic. It doesn't always feel like some obvious emergency. Sometimes it's just a little more tiredness than usual. A dull headache that won't quite go away. A dry mouth in the middle of the afternoon. A bit of dizziness when you stand up too fast. Occasional constipation. Or that strange feeling where your energy just seems to evaporate for no clear reason. If any of that sounds familiar, pay close attention. It might not be your age catching up with you. It might just be your hydration habits. Now, here's where I need to gently correct something. There's a viral claim going around that says plain water is somehow bad for people over 60, and that you need some kind of miracle drink instead. That claim is misleading, and honestly, it can be dangerous, because if people start avoiding plain water out of fear, that fear itself increases their risk of dehydration. So let me say this clearly and calmly. Plain water is not bad for you. Water is essential for life. It should remain the true foundation of your daily hydration, no matter your age. What I'm about to share with you isn't a replacement for water. It's a way to make your hydration routine work better for your body, especially after 60. If you're finding this helpful so far, do me a favor and hit that comment section again. Tell me, have you ever felt tired or foggy in the afternoon and later realized you simply hadn't had enough water that day? I'd genuinely love to read your experiences, because so many people go through this without connecting the dots, and your comment might be the exact thing that helps someone else recognize the same pattern in themselves. Let's talk about blood flow for a moment, because that's really what everyone searching for this topic actually cares about. Your blood is made mostly of water. That's not an exaggeration. That's simply human biology. When you're properly hydrated, your blood maintains a healthy volume, and it can circulate through your body the way it's supposed to. But when you become dehydrated, even mildly, your blood volume can decrease. And when blood volume drops, your heart has to work harder to push that thicker, more concentrated blood through your vessels. That extra effort can show up as tiredness, lightheadedness, and a noticeably reduced tolerance for exercise or activity. This tends to be more noticeable in older adults, partly because of the thirst regulation changes we just talked about, and partly because the cardiovascular system as a whole becomes a little less flexible with age. So when people ask, how do I boost my blood flow instantly? I get the appeal of that question. Everyone wants a fast fix. But the honest answer is there's no single miracle beverage that will instantly transform your circulation the moment you drink it. What actually works is consistency. It's building a hydration routine that supports your blood volume steadily throughout the entire day, rather than chasing one dramatic solution. Now let's get into the actual trick, the one simple habit that can genuinely make a difference for many older adults. Ready? Here it is. Pair your water with a nutrient-dense, potassium-rich food or snack. That's it. That's the trick. Sounds almost too simple, I know, but let me explain why it matters so much. Potassium is an electrolyte, and electrolytes are minerals that help regulate fluid balance in your body. They also play an important role in normal muscle function and nerve function, both directly connected to how your circulatory system operates. When you drink a glass of water completely on its own, your body absorbs and uses that water one way. But when you drink that same glass of water alongside a food that contains potassium and other useful nutrients, your body has more of what it needs to actually use that water efficiently, to maintain proper fluid balance and support normal muscle and nerve activity, which in turn supports healthy circulation. So what does this actually look like in real life? Wonderfully simple. You might drink a glass of water alongside a small serving of banana, or a bit of avocado, or some plain yogurt, or beans, or a handful of leafy greens like spinach or kale. Any nutritious food that fits your personal dietary needs and that you actually enjoy can work here. The goal isn't a rigid, complicated meal plan. It's simply to stop treating water as this isolated task you have to remember to do, and instead make it part of your normal eating routine. Think about it this way. Instead of gulping down a glass of water in isolation and moving on with your day, you sit down, you have your water, and alongside it you have a small handful of nuts, or half a banana, or a spoonful of yogurt. Now your hydration and your nutrition are working together, supporting each other, rather than existing as two separate habits you have to remember individually. Quick question for you. What's your favorite way to combine water with a healthy snack? Maybe it's a banana in the morning. Maybe it's yogurt in the afternoon. Maybe it's a handful of almonds before dinner. Whatever it is, type it in the comments below. Not only does that help me understand what's actually useful for you, it also builds a little library of ideas in the comments section that other viewers can scroll through and borrow from. Some of the best tips on this channel come straight from the comments, so please don't be shy. Now let's talk about another small trick a lot of people enjoy: adding a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime to your water. And I want to be honest with you here. I'm not going to tell you lemon water magically increases your circulation, because it doesn't work that way. That claim gets thrown around a lot online, and it just isn't accurate. What lemon and lime actually do is make water more appealing to drink. If you enjoy the taste, you're naturally going to drink more of it throughout the day, and that consistent intake is what actually helps your hydration levels. Lemon also provides a small amount of vitamin C, a nice bonus, even if it's not the main reason to add it. So if you like the taste, add it. If you don't, plain water works perfectly well too. There's no requirement here, only options. I really want to stress something at this point, because I don't want you walking away thinking hydration needs to become some complicated ritual with rules and restrictions. Your body doesn't need one special drink consumed once a day, like a magic potion. It needs consistent, adequate fluids spread out across the entire day. That's the real secret. And honestly, it's not much of a secret at all. It's just consistency applied patiently day after day. Let's dig a little deeper into why hydration matters so much after 60, because understanding the why makes the how so much easier to stick with. As we age, our kidneys change. They're responsible for filtering your blood and regulating fluid balance, and their efficiency can shift over the years. On top of that, many people over 60 are taking one or more medications that directly affect fluid levels. Diuretics are a common example, often prescribed for blood pressure or heart-related conditions, and one of their main effects is increased urination, which naturally increases how much fluid your body loses throughout the day. Certain medical conditions can also require very specific limits on fluid or sodium intake. I need to be clear here, so please listen closely. If you have heart failure, kidney disease, or any condition requiring a particular fluid or sodium restriction, follow the guidance from your own healthcare professional, not a general hydration trick from the internet, including anything in this video. Your doctor knows your specific situation, your test results, your medical history. A general video can never replace that personalized guidance, and I'd genuinely hate for someone with a real medical restriction to change their fluid intake based on a video instead of their own doctor's advice. So if that's you, please check with your provider first. For most healthy older adults without those restrictions, the message stays simple. Stay consistently hydrated, and remember your body's fluid balance systems may not work quite the way they did at 30 or 40. Now let's shift gears to something that has nothing to do with drinking a special beverage, but plays a huge role in your circulation: movement. This deserves just as much attention as the hydration piece, maybe more. Here's something fascinating. Your calf muscles actively help push blood back up toward your heart every time you walk or move your legs. It's sometimes called the calf muscle pump. It works almost like a secondary heart down in your lower legs. Every step, every contraction of those muscles helps squeeze blood upward through your veins, working against gravity, helping your circulation do its job more efficiently. So, if you want to support healthy blood flow after 60, one of the simplest things you can do is avoid sitting for long, uninterrupted stretches. I know this can be genuinely hard. Maybe you love reading for hours. Maybe you watch a lot of TV. Maybe your routine just naturally involves a lot of sitting. I'm not saying sitting is forbidden. That would be unrealistic. What I'm suggesting is much gentler. Try getting up every 30 to 60 minutes if you've been sitting a while. You don't need an elaborate exercise routine. Walking around your home for a minute or two helps. A few gentle ankle movements while seated, flexing your foot up and down, can activate those calf muscles even without standing. A bit of light stretching helps too. And if your health and mobility allow it, regular walking can be one of the most valuable habits you adopt. Not just for circulation, but for your overall well-being. Picture this with me for a second. You start your morning with a full glass of water. Then you sit down for a nutritious breakfast. A bit of protein, a bit of fiber, maybe some of those potassium-rich foods we mentioned earlier. Then, if your body allows it, a gentle 5 to 10-minute walk around your neighborhood, your garden, even just your living room if the weather isn't cooperating. That simple routine, water, nutritious food, gentle movement, is far more meaningful for your long-term circulation than chasing some miracle ingredient promising instant results. Quick question, and I'd love an honest answer in the comments. Do you currently get up and move every 30 to 60 minutes during your day, or is sitting for long stretches more your normal pattern right now? No wrong answer, I promise. This isn't about judgment. I just want to know where most of you are starting from, so I can make future videos that actually match your reality. Let's address another myth floating around online: the claim that adding salt to your water dramatically improves blood flow. Be genuinely careful with this one if you come across it, because it isn't accurate for most people, and it can actually cause harm in certain situations. Most people don't need extra salt in their drinking water. Excessive sodium intake can be harmful, particularly for people with high blood pressure or certain heart or kidney conditions. So, if you ever see a video telling you to add a pinch of salt to every glass for better circulation, approach that claim with real skepticism and check with your doctor before trying it, especially if you have any cardiovascular or kidney concerns. I also get asked whether sugary sports drinks beat plain water for everyday hydration. Honestly? Generally, no. Sports drinks were originally designed for intense exercise and heavy sweating, where the body loses electrolytes quickly. For everyday hydration, especially without intense exercise, plain water remains a perfectly appropriate, often better, choice. Sports drinks usually come with added sugar most people simply don't need. If you're learning something new here, or if this is confirming something you already suspected, take 15 seconds and drop a quick comment. It genuinely helps this video reach more people who need it, and it helps me know what to cover next. One word or a full sentence, I'd love to see it. Let's build a real, practical hydration strategy, not just a list of facts. The best approach is refreshingly simple. Drink regularly throughout the day, and pay attention to what your body's telling you. Instead of waiting until you feel extremely thirsty, unreliable after 60, as we discussed, keep water easily accessible and take small amounts regularly rather than waiting for one big session. Keep a glass or bottle on your kitchen counter, another near your favorite chair, another on your nightstand. Small visual reminders like this make a surprisingly big difference, because so much of hydration really comes down to remembering, not complicated science. People often ask whether urine color is a decent hydration gauge. Sort of, with real caveats. Very dark urine may indicate you need more fluids. That's generally true. But medications, supplements, and various medical conditions can also affect urine color, sometimes dramatically, without anything to do with hydration at all. So treat it as a rough casual clue, not a diagnosis. If your urine color changes suddenly and you're not sure why, that's a conversation for your doctor, not something to self-diagnose from a video. Here's something people forget entirely. Hydration isn't only about what you drink. It's also about what you eat. Certain foods carry a genuinely substantial amount of water, and eating them contributes meaningfully to your daily fluid intake. Watermelon is packed with it. Oranges, too. Cucumber is mostly water. Tomatoes as well. Soups, depending on preparation, can deliver fluids and nutrients together. Yogurt has water plus protein and often potassium. And plenty of vegetables quietly contribute to your daily fluid total in ways people rarely think about, since we tend to only count glasses of water and forget food plays a real role too. So if you genuinely struggle to remember to drink enough throughout the day, leaning on more of these water-rich foods can be a gentle, natural way to support hydration without constantly thinking about it. Now let's talk about a few extra factors that make older adults more vulnerable to dehydration, because understanding them helps you plan around them instead of being caught off guard. Body composition shifts with age. Older adults generally carry a slightly lower percentage of total body water than younger adults, simply because muscle tissue, which holds a lot of water, naturally decreases over the years, while fat tissue, which holds comparatively less, can increase. That means even a relatively small fluid loss can represent a bigger percentage change for an older adult's body than for a younger person's. It's part of why dehydration symptoms can sometimes appear faster and feel more intense after 60. Heat matters too. On hot days or in poorly ventilated indoor spaces during summer, older adults can lose fluids through sweat more easily than they realize, especially with limited air conditioning or hesitance to run it due to cost. If you know someone in that situation, a gentle reminder to drink regularly during hot weather, even without feeling thirsty, can genuinely make a difference to their comfort and safety. Let's also balance things out with a few signs your hydration is going well, since we've spent a lot of time on warning signs. When you're properly hydrated, you generally notice steadier energy through the day rather than a sudden afternoon crash. Your mouth doesn't feel persistently dry. Your skin holds a bit more elasticity. Digestion runs more smoothly, with less occasional constipation. And your urine stays a pale yellow rather than dark and concentrated. None of these replace medical advice, but they're a gentle, everyday form of feedback that your routine is working. Let me answer a few quick questions that come up constantly, because it'll save a lot of you from searching separately. First, how much water should I actually drink each day? Honestly, there's no single perfect number for everyone. It depends on body size, activity level, climate, overall health, and any medications or conditions you have. This is exactly the kind of question that deserves a personalized answer from your doctor, not a generic number pulled off the internet, especially if you have any heart, kidney, or fluid retention condition. Second, can I drink too much water? Technically, yes, it's possible, though for most healthy older adults following a sensible daily routine, it's not usually a concern. It becomes more relevant for people with specific medical conditions or unusual situations involving huge amounts of fluid consumed very quickly. Again, ask your doctor if you're worried, not a general video like this one. Third, do coffee or tea count toward hydration, given caffeine's dehydrating reputation? The truth's a bit more nuanced than the old myth. Moderate coffee and tea still contribute fluid to your body, even though caffeine has a mild diuretic effect for some people. For most people, moderate coffee or tea alongside a well-hydrated routine isn't something to stress over. It just shouldn't be your only fluid source all day. Fourth, does water temperature matter? Cold, room temperature, warm? Honestly, it mostly comes down to personal comfort rather than any dramatic difference in absorption. Some people find warm water soothing first thing in the morning. Others prefer cold because it's more refreshing and easier to drink in larger amounts. Whichever temperature actually gets you drinking consistently is the right choice for you. Fifth, does herbal tea count as hydration? For most people, yes. Herbal tea without caffeine is a pleasant way to add to your daily fluid intake, especially in cooler months when a cold glass of water feels less appealing. Just watch for added sugar in sweetened versions, and if you're on medications, it's worth checking with your pharmacist since some herbal ingredients can interact with certain drugs. Got questions this video didn't cover? Drop them in the comments. I read as many as I possibly can, and when a question keeps coming up, it usually becomes the spark for a brand new video. So don't hesitate to ask. Your question might end up helping hundreds of people who had the exact same one but never said anything. Before the recap, let's talk about actually making this stick, because knowledge only helps once it becomes habit. A lot of people tell me they understood everything and still struggled once the video ended and daily life took back over. So let's fix that. One approach that works well is anchoring your water intake to things you already do every day, instead of treating it as a separate task to remember. You already wake up each morning. That's your first anchor. A glass of water right when you get up, before coffee, before anything else. You already eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 more anchors. A glass alongside each meal, ideally paired with something nutrient-dense like we discussed. You probably have some kind of afternoon routine too. Reading, watching a show, resting. Another natural anchor point. Attach water to 4 or 5 things you already do without thinking, and you've built a full day of consistent hydration, without relying on thirst cues that, as we covered, may not be as reliable after 60. Keeping water visible helps too. Tucked in a cabinet, it's easy to forget. Sitting on the counter, or next to your favorite chair, or on your nightstand, you'll notice it more, and that alone can meaningfully increase how much you drink. If you like a bit of structure, try a marked water bottle with timestamps showing roughly how much you should have had by certain points in the day. Some people find that genuinely motivating, a small, friendly checkpoint system. Others find it unnecessary and prefer sipping freely without tracking anything. Neither's wrong. The right approach is whichever one you'll actually stick with, because consistency, again, is really the heart of all of this. And a quick word for the caregivers watching. I know a fair few of you are here not for yourselves, but for a parent, grandparent, or another loved one over 60. Thank you for taking the time to learn this on their behalf. One of the kindest things you can do is build these small hydration habits into their environment without it feeling like nagging. Leaving a filled water bottle somewhere visible, a gentle reminder at mealtimes, or simply sitting down and sharing a glass of water together during a visit. These can make a real difference without turning hydration into a stressful, controlling conversation. If that's you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to make more videos specifically for caregivers navigating these everyday health habits with their loved ones. So, what's the one actual trick? Here it is again, nice and simple. Don't replace plain water with some miracle drink. Instead, make your water part of a genuinely healthy, sustainable routine. Drink it consistently through the day. Pair it with nutritious, potassium-rich foods when it makes sense. And combine good hydration with regular, gentle movement. Picture your ideal day for a second. You wake up, and before anything else, a full glass of water. Then a balanced breakfast. A bit of protein, bit of fiber, some nutrient-rich foods, maybe a banana, maybe yogurt, maybe berries. If your health allows, a gentle walk afterward, even 5 to 10 minutes. Through the rest of the day, you keep sipping steadily, rather than drinking a huge amount at once and forgetting about it for hours. You get up periodically if you've been sitting a while, moving your legs, letting those calf muscles do their job. And your meals naturally include water-rich foods, fruits, vegetables, soups. This approach genuinely supports your hydration without unnecessary sugar, without excessive sodium, and without any of the exaggerated health claims floating around online. It's not flashy, it won't get millions of views as a miracle cure headline, but it works consistently, day after day, which is exactly what your body actually needs. After 60, the real goal isn't hunting down some secret drink that instantly transforms your circulation the moment it touches your lips. That's simply not how the human body works. And deep down, most of us already know that, even when we're tempted by a dramatic headline. The real goal, the one that actually produces results over time, is giving your body the fundamentals it needs every single day. Enough fluids, nutritious food, regular physical activity that matches your ability and comfort level, quality, restful sleep, and appropriate medical care whenever something feels off. Plain water absolutely still belongs at the center of your routine, exactly as it always has. If a bit of lemon makes it more enjoyable, wonderful, add it. If drinking your water alongside a healthy meal or snack helps you remember to stay hydrated, even better. That's precisely the habit we've been talking about this whole video. And if a healthcare professional has given you specific instructions about fluids, sodium, potassium, or anything else related to your health, follow those instructions first. Above anything you hear in any general video, including this one, your circulation is genuinely a complex system. Your heart, blood vessels, blood pressure, muscles, and a whole host of other interconnected factors working together. No single drink, no matter how it's marketed, can replace the value of consistent healthy habits built up patiently over time. There's no shortcut that outperforms consistency. And honestly, that's a comforting thought once you sit with it, because it means the solution is entirely within your control. Starting today, starting with your very next glass of water. So the next time you come across a headline telling you to stop drinking plain water after 60, remember exactly what we talked about today. You don't need to fear plain water. You never did. What you actually need is a smart, sustainable hydration routine built around consistency, not gimmicks. Take a glass of water. Drink it comfortably through your day. Eat nourishing foods that support your overall health. Move your body safely and regularly, in whatever way fits your current ability. And stay consistent with all of it, day after day, week after week. These habits might not sound thrilling or dramatic. They won't make for a flashy headline, but they're genuinely the habits capable of making the biggest, most lasting difference in how you feel over the months and years ahead. And if you're over 60, or watching this on behalf of a parent or loved one who is, don't wait until you're exhausted or until you're extremely thirsty before you start thinking seriously about hydration. Make it a small, consistent daily priority, starting right now, today, not next week, not once you feel like you need it, because taking proper care of your body doesn't require a miracle ingredient or a secret trick hidden somewhere online. It simply requires consistency, patience, and a little bit of daily attention. Before you go, one final request. It'll only take a few seconds. Scroll down right now and leave a comment. Tell me one thing you're going to change about your hydration routine after watching this. Maybe it's keeping a water bottle somewhere more visible. Maybe it's pairing your water with a banana each morning. Maybe it's simply standing up more often through the day. Whatever it is, write it down in the comments, because putting it into words genuinely makes you more likely to follow through. And your comment might just inspire someone else watching to make the exact same change in their own life. If this video helped you, or if you think it could help a parent, grandparent, friend, or anyone in your life over 60, please share it with them today. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to this channel. We cover topics exactly like this one, regularly, real, honest, practical health information, without the exaggerated headlines and without the miracle cure promises. Turn on notifications too, so you don't miss the next video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Take care of yourself. Stay consistently hydrated. Keep moving your body in whatever way feels right for you. And I'll see you in the very next video.